All right, guys, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that break. So in the first section, we did some examples, basically did some practice. Now we'll apply, all right? So when we apply, remember our subject is mathematical literacy. So now we'll combine the literacy part with the mathematics. Hence, you'll see that the wording will be more. So looking at the first question here, I'm saying your mother decided to build a fence to protect the garden bed, right? So we want to build a fence to protect the garden beds. She measured the length of the fence to be 980 centimeters. Calculate the total cost of the hood of the fence if the hood cost 30.99 Rand per meter. So here, a bit more, so that's why we're going to apply our minds now. So what we've learned so far, we'll have to apply. So first of all, I want you to note that the hood is sold in meters, as indicated there. But now we can see that the length of the fence is indicated in centimeters. So therefore, we first need to convert, right? So therefore, I'm going to take my 980 centimeters. And remember, I'm converting now from centimeters to meters. That is from small to big, right? Small to big, what happens? I need to divide. So therefore, I'm going to say 980 divided by 100, right? Remember, 100 centimeters equals 1 meter. So when I do that, 980 divided by 100, I will get now 9.8. That should be meters. Now let's quickly fix that. So that will be 9.8 meters. Now, great. Guys, you must understand, it's sold in meters. So I can't go to the store and say I want 9.8 meters. Therefore, I have to round this off to 10 meters. Remember, what are we calculating? We are calculating the total cost. So now, guys, we'll say we need 10 meters at a cost of 30.99 Rand per meters. So now I'm going to say, okay, 30.99 multiplied by 10, and that should give us an answer of 309 Rand and 90 cents. Hope that makes sense. We have to look at the context that's given to us and we have to apply. Now moving on, at an application of weight mass, right? So now let's quickly read and interpret the question. Here we are saying, your father indicated that he uses 500 grams of compost when planting a seedling into a pot. Calculate, that's our instruction, we have to calculate again total cost of the compost that he needs if he plants 30 seedlings, each into their own pot. Also important here, the cost of compost is 21.50 Rand per kilogram. Again, let's look at what is happening. Different units are given to us. First of all, we are seeing grams. We also see now kilograms. So now let's see. I have 500 grams, right? How many of these seedlings do we want to plant? There it's indicated 30, so I'll say 500 multiplied by 30, right? So 5 times 500 multiplied by 30. So that should give us 15,000 grams. But now note, learners, that remember here, it's sold in kilograms only. So what needs to happen now? I need to convert this 15,000 into kilograms. So remember, I'm converting from grams into kilograms. What needs to happen? Small to big. Conversion factor 1,000. When we convert to small to big, what do? We divide by 1,000. So therefore, I take this 15,000 and I divide that by 1,000 grams as well. So that will give me 15 kilogram. Right? So remember, I worked from grams to kilogram. We also included the 30 seedlings. So therefore, remember, it is sold as 21.50 Rand per kilogram. So I take my 15, right, and I multiply that by the cost of 21.50 Rand. So calculating that, 15 multiplied by 21.50 Rand, and that will give us an answer of 322 Rand and 50 cents. So all in all, to plant this 30 seedlings, you need to pay 322 Rand and 50 cents. Now let's look at the next sum. Here we are saying we are working with volume. So we are saying your friend measures the runoff rate from his roof as 0.03 cubic meters per minute. Right? Calculate how many liters of water will run off his roof if it rains for an hour and a half. Again, can you see what I'm doing? I'm underlining all the important information so that I can extract it from here and apply it in my calculation. So a little note is given to us as well. 1 cubic meters equals 1,000 liters. So where do we start? So first of all, I'll say 0,003 cubic meters. That's how many I have. And I'll first see, okay, per minute. So I want to know for this entire time how many cubic meters will run down. Okay, so I'll say 1 hour and a half. That will give me 90 minutes. Right, so I'll say 0.003 multiplied by 90. So that will give me 0,27. And remember, this is cubic meters. Right, so I'm saying 1 cubic meter equals 1,000 liters. You want to know how many liters. So therefore, I take my 0,27 cubic meters. I know one of it equals 1,000 of liters. And I multiply that by 1,000. Multiply by 1,000. So all, in total, I'll have 270 liters of water that will run down his roof in a scope of 1 hour and a half. And then let's quickly look at what else we have in store. Here we are saying a record low temperature of 89.2 degrees Celsius was recorded in Vostok, Antarctica on 21 of July 1983 by ground measurements. Convert this temperature to degrees Fahrenheit. Right? You may use the following formula. Okay, so remember I said step 1 formula. Right? It's given in this case, step number 2, we have to substitute within the formula. It's like playing a soccer game, guys. We substitute. We take off a player, but we don't leave that space open. We put in another player. So therefore, I'm going to say 1,8 multiply by, remember it says here, the temperature is minus 89.2 degrees Celsius. And let me do that just to differentiate between the two. And then I'll say plus 32. Now, if I type this in on my calculator, 1,8 multiply by negative 89, so I'll say 1.8 multiplied by 89.2. That's a negative value. So that should give us minus 160.56. Right? So that's if I simplify this step. Plus 32. So if I simplify that, it should give us a final answer of negative or minus 128.56. And now that will be degrees Fahrenheit. I hope you've learned something in this short space of time. So far, let's quickly break for another break and then we'll be back.